Low frequency sounds and sightings of ghosts. The sense of hearing is a very interesting aspect of the human brain. After all, sounds are forms of energy, and it's known that they affect the human psyche in various ways. The human brain receives these energetic sound waves and converts them into information. But most people have a range of hearing that ranges from 20 hertz to about 20,000 hertz. But what happens when low frequency sounds come to our ears? Things get weird when one approaches these low limits of human hearing. If we are exposed to high frequency sounds, then we can damage the eardrum. But low frequency sounds exist in nature itself and in the modern world we inhabit. A strange sound experiment? To fully understand the influence that low frequency sounds have on humans, we have to go back to the late 1950s, when scientist Vladimir Gavreau found, while working in his robotics laboratory, that one of his assistants was bleeding from the ears. Concerned, Gavreau began studying the phenomenon by holding pulsating tubes next to unsuspected assistants. In this way, the scientist discovered that a pulsating tube at the right length and height can bring about a series of undesired effects on humans, varying from a slight discomfort to severe pain. What he discovered was that the sound of an extremely low frequency that the human ear can sense but cannot consciously distinguish. This is the process of receiving highly sensitive sounds that disrupt the human brain, without the person being consciously aware of the sonic assault that causes panic in their emotions. In particular, the researchers discovered that low frequency sounds ranging from 7 to 19 hertz can induce fear and panic. The subsequent experiment conducted at a concert confirmed the above finding. The scientists at this concert played some low frequency sounds during the concert, which was full of people who were unaware of this experiment. As a result, seconds later, terror entered the consciousness of people, which at the end of the experiment showed that 22% of the participants showed signs of chills, inexplicable terror, and depression, while these sounds accompanied the music. But can such low frequency sounds make us think that a spirit is in the space that we are in? To see how these sounds are connected with ghost sightings, we need to look at the case of Vic Tandy. In the building where Tandy worked, service staff, as well as other fellow researchers, complained of signs of depression and terror, often reporting a sense of being watched. But the most curious phenomenon was the fact that the workers saw dark figures out of the corners of their eyes. After a strange experiment in which a gray shape was placed on his desk for several minutes, Vic Tandy was determined to find out what the hell was going on. Since he was a man of science, he approached the phenomenon rationally and discovered that the sightings of ghosts came from a specific area of the laboratory. He also noticed that if he placed a thin metal plate on the spot, it would pulsate on non-stop and for no particular reason. Many would think that this was a case of poltergeist, but no. All of the above was due to an infrasound, and more specifically a silent fan that emitted low-frequency sounds that reflected off the walls of the lab at 18.9 hertz, a number right in the middle of the causing panic in a human. And according to a NASA study, such a frequency is strong enough to affect the human eye and its peripheral vision. This is a phenomenon in which the eye pulsates to convert a static image into a moving one through the peripheral vision. Vic Tandy was convinced that he found the answer and tested this explanation for ghost sightings in a haunted cellar. According to the residents who were nearby, when someone entered the particular cellar, he froze, saw strange ghosts, and left due to intense nausea. Vic discovered that the shape of the building, the corridor leading to it, and the surrounding factories contributed to the haunting of the space due to the 18.9 hertz frequency vibrations created there, and they were strongest at the threshold where most visitors were spooked. Creating fear through low frequencies, could something with a source of such echoes to turn against you, causing panic and terror. Of course, something like this is proven by experiments conducted during the war in Vietnam, where helicopters launched various ultrasounds trying to cause panic among the Viet Cong. But instead of chasing the enemy, what they succeeded in doing was to scare him and bring about the paradoxical euphoria. The ultrasonic method was later tested by Britain as a mass control method. Certainly, the above theory does not explain everything in relation to spirits and their interaction with our world, but the central idea that is confirmed through this article is the fact that the human brain is affected by low-frequency sounds, causing terror to those who are exposed to them, and that this method is a very useful tool to control and rein in the population. And this is something new concerning metaphysics. This I've translated from a Greek article. Please leave your comments and press the like button and share. And thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.